Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. In today's video, we are breaking down who I think are some of the best players of all time in Call of Duty history to never bring home the coveted championships ring. There have been a lot of all-time greats who, of course, have rings or multiple rings, but there still are some that didn't ever get a ring. I think we deserve to give those guys some credit, and we're going to talk about them today and see where I rank them and why I rank them there. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like down below. I would really appreciate that. And also leave a comment both with your thoughts on this rankings and also some future video ideas, because I want to do more of these top 5s and top 6s, top 10s, whatever. I just need some more ideas. So if you enjoy these videos and have any ideas, let me know down below. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos from me in the future, because I will keep having a lot of content like this coming out over the off season. So I do appreciate all of your support on these videos so very much. And let's hop right into the video. Starting us off, we have honorable mentions for Kenny and for Priestahh. Now, these two guys are lumped together as honorable mentions because I think there are some similarities between the two of them. Both of them have come second place at Champs twice. Kenny, of course, in World War II with TK, and then Black Ops 4 with with 100 Thieves. So back-to-back for Kenny. And then also back-to-back for Priestahh. He was on that same 100 Thieves team in Black Ops 4 that got second, and also the Atlanta FaZe in Modern Warfare that got second. So both of these guys have had very successful careers, and they both have gotten second place twice. And also, I think, this list was sort of ranking like the all-time greats who have not won champs. And these guys, I think, just come in behind some of these players we're going to talk about in terms of all-time greatness. However, in terms of personal skill, they might be higher. So they're still playing, and they're still not that old. So there's a very good chance for these guys to climb this list. I mean, they could both win rings, and then, of course, they wouldn't be on this list at all. But if they don't win rings, they could keep succeeding outside of just the champs and keep climbing this list. Both super talented players. I think Kenny's individual peak was higher. World War II Kenny, he was the best player in that game, whereas Priestahh has never been the best player in a game. But Priestahh has been more consistent over multiple titles. He has won, actually, in every title since World War II. World War II, he won once. Black Ops 4, he won twice. Modern Warfare, they won a bunch of times. And this year, he won once as well in Cold War with Rocker. So both of those guys, lots of success, great individual players, and they're still playing. So for right now, I don't have them in this top 6, but I do think they're going to keep climbing this list. They're going to have awesome careers, and at some point, they might break that top 20, 25 of all time. But for right now, Priestahh and Kenny are just on the outside looking in. Usually, I would only do a top 5. However, this guy I did not want to leave out because I think he definitely deserves to be talked about. So at number 6, we have Enable. And Enable's a fun one to talk about because he's sort of rated weirdly to me. Like, I think he's a top 20 player of all time, or maybe just on the outside of that, definitely top 25. He had a great career, and I think he gets underrated some as an individual, because if you think back, in my opinion, Jetpacks Enable, more specifically Advanced Warfare, but really all of Jetpacks, I think he's a very underrated player. He was a true top player, in my opinion, over the course of all 3 Jetpacks titles. He had a lot of success, mostly in Advanced Warfare, but he had success later in his career too, and I think that's where people sort of cloud their judgment, because they base his personal play off of his later career, but that's not really what we should talk about. We should talk about his peak, and his peak was very good. He has, to my count, 8 major titles. That could be different depending on what counts as a major. I have him for 8, and then in terms of just champs itself, he also, along with Kenny, on both teams, TK and 100 Thieves in World War II and Black Ops 4, got second place twice back-to-back. He also came in 3rd place at Advanced Warfare champs with FaZe. So in terms of his overall career, Enable, of course, an all-time great in my opinion. I really think he's a very underrated player, one of the most underrated individual players of all time. And then just in terms of champs specifically, he also has had success there with 2 second places and a 3rd place finish. He just could not crack through and get that trophy, but still, I think Enable, like I said, very underrated. He definitely is among the top 25 players of all time, so he deserves a shout out on this list because he's underrated, I think. Like I said, Jetpacks Enable, very, very talented player. Coming over from Halo, it made sense that he was going to succeed on Jetpacks, and he definitely did. So at number 6, he never got a ring, but still a very good player and a great career. We have Enable. Coming in at number 5, we have Rambo Ray, and he admittedly is a tough one for me to rank because I really did not follow Call of Duty at the peak of his career, like back prior to Black Ops 2, but I do know he had a lot of success both as an individual and as a member of his teams. He got 1st place in the national championships all the way back in COD 4. He got a bunch of 1st place placements in Modern Warfare 3 with Optic, I think, mostly, and then also Black Ops 1, he won an event as well in Black Ops 1. So lots of success in his career, obviously a great player. However, he never got a champs ring, and part of that is because he only played in 2 COD champs. He retired after Ghost, so he played in Black Ops 2 and in Ghost, and as you know by now, both times he got 2nd place. So that was unfortunate for him because he was one of the top players of those early games. He just could never get that ring. He got 2nd both times, and it was to the best team from each game. Black Ops 2 to Farico, and then in Ghost to Complexity. So overall, the thing with Ray is, if champs existed back in the day when he was at his peak, he probably would have a ring, because like if there was Modern Warfare 3 champs, he probably would have won that. COD 4 might have won that. Black Ops 1, he would have had a chance. So overall, Unfortunate luck for Ray, but definitely a great career. You know, one of the true godfathers of the scene, a pioneer, very smart player, great individual. I have him as a top 15 to 20 player of all time. And unfortunately for him, he never got that ring because he only had 2 chances. So unfortunate luck for Ray. Still a great career, though. He just could not quite ever grab that championship ring. Continuing the trend of multiple time second place finishers at champs, you know, every person we talked about so far did fit that description. We have the EU GOAT Bance. I think Cold War did a lot for Bance's legacy. Like, prior to Cold War, he probably wouldn't be in this top 5. Maybe he would, but he definitely would not be as high as number 4, or the top 6, excuse me. But he wouldn't have been as high as number 4. But he had a great Cold War season. Obviously, he got that second place at champs and the championship in stage 2. So that was a great title for Bance. He's gotten second twice at champs now, like I said, this year in Cold War and also back in Black Ops 3. And coming into Cold War, I think there might have been an argument for the EU GOAT of COD. You know, maybe Tommy or Zero or somebody I'm forgetting right now. Jared, of course. I don't know why I couldn't think of him. Any of those guys, but I think after this year, Bance definitely takes that crown. However, he is missing one big thing, and that, of course, is a championship ring. Now, the good news for him, unlike Enable and Ray, he still has a chance to get one because he's still playing, and he's on a very good team in the Toronto Ultra. So he does not have one yet, but he does have an accomplished career. I think he has at least 2 championships. You know, the Infinite Warfare playoffs win with Splice, and then the one with Toronto Ultra this year. Second place at champs twice. That Splice team fell short to Envy in 2016, and then, of course, they fell short to the Atlanta FaZe this year. Great career for Bance. He's still going. He might get a ring, but for right now, he's at number 4 of the ringless players in COD history with a chance to keep moving up or to get a ring and then get himself off this list altogether. Kicking off the top 3, we have Octane at number 3, and he's one where he's up here more for his entire career rather than just his performance at champs, because he only has a second place finish in Black Ops 4 and a third place finish in Infinite Warfare as his only top 3 placements at champs. But the rest of his career, as we all know, has been phenomenal. He burst onto the scene in Advanced Warfare, but really Black Ops 3 is when he started making a true name for himself as one of the top ARs in the game. He had a champion, I think he had 2 championships in Black Ops 3, 1 in Infinite Warfare, 1 in World War II, and 2 in Black Ops 4. So there for a while, 4 straight games, he had championships. Of course, he has not had great luck in the CDL, but in the CWL, he was phenomenal, and hopefully he can turn things around in the CDL, maybe even find himself a ring, get himself off this list. But still, I mean, one of the best ARs of all time, truly one of the straightest shots of all time in COD history. I think really he's definitely a top 20 player of all time, and that's impressive without even having a ring. Think about if he got a ring, he could probably jump into the top 15. He does not have one yet. However, he has a great enough career where I do have him above Rambo, above Enable, above Bance. You know, they're all pretty interchangeable and they can be debated, but I have him here because he is truly, I think, of everybody we talked about so far, the best individual player of them all with the best individual peak. You know, Black Ops 4, Octane, especially that game, but even Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 too. Truly one of the best, you know, ARs of all time. Just great at those games. Great career. Doesn't have that ring yet, but he's still looking forward. He could get it. For now, though, I think he is the third best player or third greatest player in COD history without a championship ring. Coming in at number 2, we have everybody's favorite retired player in the Call of Duty scene. That is Zoomaa. He's one where it's not his champ success. That's not why he's here, or, you know, his almost champ success, because he only has one top 3 placement at champs. I believe it was in World War II. So not the best champ success, but the rest of his career was really good. He's won dating as far back as Ghost. I did not realize he was around that long. He won in Ghost. He won a bunch in Advanced Warfare, as we all know. He won in World War II. He won in Modern Warfare. So a bunch of wins for Zoomaa. And I think even higher than Octane, he's probably, in terms of just individual skill, the greatest or the best player from this list. I think Octane in Black Ops 4 obviously was really good, but that was probably the only game where he was in discussion for the best player in the game. Now for Zoomaa, he has Advanced Warfare and he has World War II, where he was truly a top 5 player, arguably even higher. I think Advanced Warfare especially, if champs was at the end of that game, he might have won champs that year because he won a bunch, you know, after champs. That was back when champs was in the middle of the year. And then that FaZe team, when they joined, they won a lot to end Advanced Warfare. So he could easily have a ring, but he does not. But still, I think some unfortunate times in there, like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4, his teams weren't having a bunch of success. But Zoomaa still, as an individual player, he is, without a doubt in my mind, one of the top 15 individual players of all time. His success has not quite been there, like I said, but he does have enough championship wins where I can justify putting him here, even without the champ success. Only one top 3 placement, but still an all-time great. Retired now, so he's not going to have a chance for a ring unless he decides to come back. But either way, I think Zoomaa definitely has his place in COD history as one of the best players to ever do it, and especially one of the best to ever do it without winning a COD Champs ring. And finally, at number 1, we have Merk. I think an unfortunate career for him, or at least the end of his career. When jetpacks came around, Merk was just not the same player he used to be back in the day, but he does not get enough credit for the success he had, you know, pre-Black Ops 2, and even in the Black Ops 2 and Ghosts. Those early Boots games, without a doubt, one of the best players of all time during those times anyway. Black Ops 1, he won, I think, 3 championships, maybe more. He won 1 during Modern Warfare 2. He won a bunch during Modern Warfare 3. He won 1 or 2 events during Black Ops 2, and then 1 or 2 events during Ghosts as well. Sort of same situation as Rambo. He only got to play in 2 champs. He got 3rd with Optic in Black Ops 2, and then 2nd with Envy alongside of Ray, actually, on Ghosts. So, a great career for Merk. You know, you might think, why is he so high? He's kind of similar to Rambo, and he is, but he had a lot more success than Ray did in those early games. I actually did not realize how much more success Merk had back in the day. Truly a great player, one of the best to ever do it. Again, I think he's underrated because, like, the new generation of fans, myself included, again, I said I didn't watch back during those times, but going back doing my research, it's clear he was one of the best players from those times with a ton of success. So you might think, you know, why is Merk here? He couldn't hang with these guys, that's why he retired. Whatever, you say that all you want, he was past his prime, but when he was in his prime, he was one of the best to do it at that time. I think, in my mind, a top 15 player of all time. I have him around number 13 or 14 on my all-time list. I think he deserves to be that high. He does not have a ring. That's unfortunate. Again, he only had 2 tries, and he did get 2nd and 3rd, so he had some success. Couldn't bring home a ring, but still a lot of championships, a lot of success, and a very good player during the early years of COD. One of the COD fathers, the pioneers, just like Ray, to sort of get us to where we are now. He was a big reason for it. Of course, he's a caster now, still in the scene. And yeah, a great player. What else can you say? No ring, but still a truly great player in my opinion. It might be controversial, but that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it down in the comment section below, because that's going to do it for the video. So if you enjoyed, let me know again by leaving a like. I would appreciate that. Leave a comment, like I said, with your thoughts on the video. Also, any ideas you might have for future videos, let me know about that as well. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos from me in the future. I do appreciate all of your support in these videos so very much. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.